Shalom Yasharallah, this is Yeshaya. I'm back at it with a car chronicle. In this one I wanted to react to the lesson that Elder Itazawam put up with his video about bosses and workers. Because I myself, I'm very passionate about the subject because I've always been in a situation, I'm hardly ever the number one guy and I'm okay with it. When I was in House of Israel, I was shit. I started out as number 7 or 8. And then worked my way up to number 2. And I never had a problem with being quote unquote an underling or an understudy. When I was with DTA, I might have more experience than Tazaiwan, but hey, listen, I'm okay with being under a capable leader. Under the authority of a capable leader. I don't have to be above brothers. I don't crave to lead. Because being a leader is a job. It's a job. And even though I'm not the leader of the camp, Men of Valor, I have a leadership position. And the leadership position, as opposed to a boss, is a job. I have a job to do. If a brother calls me and needs counsel, I have to give that brother counsel. I can't ignore a brother that needs counsel. I can't, that would be dereliction of duty. To whom much is given, much is expected. I'm expected, when I'm called upon by brothers, when they need my expertise, when they need my help, when they need guidance in something, I have to give them guidance. I have to tell brothers, listen, this is the best thing you could do in this situation. And most brothers don't really take me up on my eldership as far as, okay, I'm older than all of y'all, not only in the truth, but in life. Even though there's a couple brothers that's actually older than me in the camp, but and I'm talking about overall the congregation, including other states. But some brothers do hit me up for advice, and I get to, and it's an honor for me, that brothers look up to me for guidance, and I've talked to brothers about things such as going to school, taking up trades, shit. I've even talked to brothers about their love life. You know what I'm saying? What type of shit they shouldn't tolerate from a woman. And things like that. And I'm happy to offer my advice. And it is a job though. It's a job. And that's the thing that separates bosses and leaders. A leader gets perks of being a leader, but because he's respected and trusted, that he acts in the best interest of the collective. And trust me, a leader doesn't really get to enjoy perks. The perks are just to make his life a little easier. Like you have congregations, we don't do this, but you have congregations that have a payroll. And of course, the more you do, or the higher your rank is, the more you get, right? And that's because in those cases, men have probably given up work. They don't work for Esau, they work for the camp. They're full-time prophets, and that's lovely, that's beautiful, But then you also have then you also have men that are bosses that, hey, you get things bestowed on you, or even something to make your job easier. Maybe you have brothers under you, and some brothers are, like, for example, right? Because brothers love me so much, brothers help me move, right? I didn't have to pay anybody, although I'm pretty sure I broke them off with something. But when you are a leader, people are willing to work for you because they know that you're trying to lead them somewhere good. Look at football, right? The best quarterbacks, the ones that have the respect of their team the most, are the ones that they trust. Hey, following him is going to get me a championship or going to do something for me. I'm not just leading I'm not just following this guy's lead. You know, the ones that have their wide receivers in check, that's because those wide receivers trust that the quarterback is going to do what needs to be done. Coaches, you can lose your teams. They always say lose in the locker room. You will lose the locker room if you're not a coach, if you're not a leader, if you're just a boss. You know, bosses belittle, leaders guide. Now, granted, sometimes a leader is going to have a tough conversation. Sometimes maybe even have to scream on a nigga. But the bottom line is, the leader is leading you somewhere positive, where the boss is basically just leading themselves into luxuries and perks and things that they get without having to lead people the right way. That's what a boss is. I know both. I know bosses and I know leaders. I know people that are very selfish, that are in positions of leadership. And trust me, when you follow a boss, all you're going to do is lose. When you follow a leader, you're going to win. Or at least you're going to be put in a situation to win. Because the leader looks at himself. Let's say it's a team of 10 and the leader is the 10th one. The leader looks at it like it's 10 people trying to get to the promised land or whatever, trying to get to achieve a goal. The boss looks at it like, hey, it's me using 9 other people to get to the goal. So you see how that's different. So anyway, with that, you know, I hope this was eye-opening. I hope this was you know, edifying. And, you know, definitely shout out to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai first and foremost, but also shout out to their servant, Atazawam, for making a beautiful video about leadership and about qualities that make you a good leader. In closing, I want to say that a leader is selfless, while a boss is selfish. You know, but that's it. That's all I want to say. Shalom.